Hello, friends. Welcome to day 4 of the third week of your 4-week online faculty development program on communication skills and personality development. Today, we are going to learn about stress management. I have divided this topic into two sessions. Today, in the first session, we will know about stress and its deadly effects on human body and mind. And tomorrow, in the second session, we will discuss some techniques and strategies for stress management. So let us begin with our first session on stress management. Right from the time of birth till the last breath drawn, an individual is invariably exposed to various stressful situations. The modern world, which is said to be a world of achievement, is also a world of stress and has been called the age of anxiety and stress. Now we are moving through this COVID pandemic. The stress levels are very high. The youth is facing depression due to the uncertainty and insecurity about their future. This is the right time we should know about how to identify stress and how to manage it. To begin with, we would see what do we understand by stress or what is stress. Stress is the reaction people have to excessive pressures or other types of demands placed upon them. It arises when they worry that they cannot cope. It is the way our body and mind react to life changes. Stress is the wear and tear of our minds and body's experience as we attempt to cope with our continually changing environment. It is an adaptive response or coping up mechanism to an internal and external situation that results in physical, psychological, and behavioral deviations. In simple words, stress is your mind and body's response or reaction to a real or imagined threat, event, or change. Stress occurs when pressure is greater than the resource. According to Sally, stress is a process of adjusting to or dealing with circumstances that disrupt or threaten to disrupt a person's physical or psychological functioning. So, stress is tension, strain, or pressure from a situation that requires us to use, adopt, or develop new coping skills. Now, we need to understand this word stressor also. So, if stress is a person's response to events that are threatening or challenging, stressor is a stimulus that causes stress. There are two types of stress, eustress and distress. Let us understand what these two terms mean. Some amount of stress is essential for us to excel in life. This is good stress or eustress. But when stress is too much, then it reduces performance, that is bad stress or distress. Eustress or positive stress occurs when your level of stress is high enough to motivate you to move into action to get things done or get things accomplished. This kind of stress helps you to get things done. This is the optimal amount of stress which helps you to promote health and growth. Distress or negative stress occurs when your level of stress is either too high or too low and your body and mind or your body or mind begin to respond negatively to the stressors. Distress is due to an excess of demands placed upon us. The demands are so great that they lead to bodily and mental damage. So eustress gives you the following, has the following characteristics. It motivates you, it helps you to focus on energy, it is short term, it is perceived as within our coping abilities, with it you feel exciting and it improves your performance. These are the results of eustress. It enables concentration, it increases performance, it energizes you into motion. Distress has the following characteristics. It causes anxiety or concern, can be short term or long term, is perceived as outside of your coping abilities, you feel unpleasant, it decreases your performance, it can lead to mental and physical problems. Now we come to the causes of stress. There are many causes of stress. I have mentioned a few of them. This could be job insecurity, high performance demands, boss, workplace culture, personal or family problems, technology, monetary issues, health problems, unexpected calamities, or some social, cultural, educational, or job related issues, or family or relationships issues. Technology sometimes becomes a major cause or major source of stress. For example, we are now learning and handling this new technology for the first time in pandemic situations as the need of the hour. So these causes could be there for stress. Now we need to know one more term, and that is burnout. What is stress and what is burnout? Let us know more about this term. What is the difference between stress and burnout? The difference is stress is inevitable, burnout isn't. While stress is our response, burnout is the accumulation of excessive stresses over time which results in unmanageable stress levels. American psychologist Herbert Freudenberger first termed the word burnout in 1970s, referring to the effect of extreme stress and high ideals placed on helping professionals such as doctors and nurses. Today, this term burnout is used more broadly to refer to the consequences of excessive stress placed on any individual, no matter what their occupation is. When we get to the point of no longer able to cope, we are burnt out like a candle. This is where stress management can offer tools and help people avoid the unpleasant experience of burnout. Now, some signs and symptoms of stress. Signs or symptoms sometimes are physical and also mental. Initially, we'd go with physical symptoms: poor appetite or overeating, feeling tired or exhausted, various aches and pains like headache, body ache, muscle pain are experienced, heartburn, abdominal pain and nausea, sleep problems or insomnia, falling sick very often, that is fever, cough, cold, diarrhea, problems like this, low immunity due to stress, weight gain and weight loss, or teeth grinding are some of the physical symptoms. Now, symptoms related with mind: nervousness and anxiety, feeling low, excessive anger or depression, irritability, low self-esteem, poor self-confidence, lack of concentration, poor performance in studies and in work, panic attacks, obsessive and compulsive behavior. Now, stress is very much related with this particular time, adolescence and stress. I wanted to share this with you because we all are teachers and parents. We need to look after our teens, whether at home or whether in our institutions. So if we know that these people are always under stress of many kinds, then it will help us to understand their issues in a very different way. So teens are under more stress since adolescence is a period of significant change. It can lead to physical stress, emotional stress, and uh, social and academic changes are taking place, and this can lead to stress. So how to control this stress, or while controlling this stress there is this strategy which can be adopted, and the strategy is ABC strategy. To control the stress, this ABC strategy works very well. Let us know what it is. A. Awareness, B. Balance and control. Awareness, here you need to be aware of what causes you stress. What causes you stress? How do you react to it? Do you accept that you are stressed, or you keep denying the fact till it becomes worse? So be aware of the symptoms is awareness. Balance. There is a fine line between positive and negative stress. So get to know how much can you cope with before it becomes negative. One needs to breathe in and search for the ways to resolve the issues, like searching for the answers. See, control. Here, what can you do to help yourself combat the negative effects of stress? You can use self-control. Use the tips, techniques or strategies you know or have learned over the time. Use stress busters and self-motivate yourself to bring your stress under your control. Now, stress, a silent killer. How it affects your mind and body, I'd like to bring it to your notice. Historically, stress was our friend. It acted as a protective mechanism that warned us of danger, a natural reaction that told us when to run or get ready to face the danger. This response is now referred to as a fight and flight response or the stress response. When our evolutionary ancestors saw a wild animal coming to them and ran from it, stress saved their life. But excessive and constant stress becomes harmful for human body. Repetitive exposure of the stress response on our body is proven to lead to long-lasting psychological and physical health issues. These include cardiovascular disease like heart disease, diabetes, anxiety and depression, to name a few. Let me share with you some facts regarding stress and how it affects badly on us. Stress has been referred to as the silent killer as it can cause heart disease, high blood pressure, chest pain and an irregular heartbeat. These are all very serious issues related to heart problems. Severe hair loss is also caused by stress that can happen to the person 3 months after the stressful event. Stress accounts for 30% of all infertility problems. Today's young generation is already facing this issue. Researchers have found that stress worsens acne and oily skin. Stress can cause weight gain too. The stress hormone cortisol causes both the accumulation of abdominal fat and the enlargement of fat cells, causing diseaseful fat. Most importantly, correlations have been found between stress and the top 6 causes of death, and they are cancer, heart disease, lung ailments, liver cirrhosis, accidents and suicide. So, stress is responsible for altering our blood sugar levels, which can lead to fatigue, hyperglycemia, mood swings and metabolic syndrome. These are the facts tested by the scientists. So if stress is such a threat to life, we must take it seriously. There are ways to overcome stress. We need to learn the ways, some useful strategies. We need to learn some techniques to limit stress in our lives. We cannot eliminate stress from our lives, but certainly we can learn coping skills. We can acquire and adopt the best ways to overcome stress, and we can lead happier and healthier lives. So in our next session, we will learn some very useful strategies and techniques of stress management. So till then, goodbye. See you tomorrow. Wait a minute.